Let's have a look at this. Oh, beauty. It's exactly where Rashid wants it. He's a good player. He's a clever player. Was one step ahead of the bowler. Late surge here from Rashid and Afghanistan.
Expensive over from Curtis Camphor, and a good one for Afghanistan. 238 for 7. That last over from Curtis Camphor, 17 runs coming from it, the most expensive of the innings thus far. Harry McCarthy giving way at the pavilion end, and it's going to be Craig Young into the attack now. How's he going to deal with this situation, Craig Young?
Well, he tends to bowl a lot of slower ball bouncers, back of a length, slower balls. Has got a good Yorker in him, Craig Young, and he's got a bit of pace behind him if he wants to go short. He has got some tricks up his sleeve. He's got some good skill. Good character, Craig Young. Fought back from a number of setbacks selection-wise to be in this side.
Where do you sit in this sort of situation, Niall? Are you a believer in the captain changing the bowler regularly at this back end, not to allow the batsman to settle, or do you like to see bowlers being given a decent spell?
I think it's very difficult to bowl too long a spell at this stage of the game unless you've got unbelievable skill sets. The batsmen are going to line you up, so I don't mind Balbirnie chopping and changing a little bit. I think he's probably been, seeing bowlers stay up, being given a little bit of tap, safe to say, and that'll be something they'll look to reflect on for the next game. They've done a good job with the seamers today, being a little bit ineffective.
Two is the call from Rashid Khan. He wants Najibullah to come back, and in the end, two players are able to do so comfortably. That was good cricket. Drop and run.
Yeah, sometimes when you get the energy from Rashid Khan as a batsman, you can just reinvigorate yourself. Najibullah's feeding off Rashid Khan's skill and enthusiasm at the crease. He wants two straight away. It's good cricket. Also, when you nudge it to the 30-yard circle, you'll make it back.
That looked like one of those little cutters from Young.
Just look at the pace. Lack of pace. Slower ball off the wicket. Absolutely no pace. It's going to get slower too. These are the options we were talking about. Could have Kevin O'Brien maybe eked another couple of overs out to extend maybe Barry McCarthy's spell at the back end. A slow ball again from Craig Young. Yeah, I mentioned Craig Young. He was out of the side for a good while. Fought back and showed good character. Well, a man with character. Hell of a player that fellow was. H.D. Ackerman. One of Leicestershire's finest. One of the Foxes' finest. One of my old counties.
Take your eye patch off.
I had that many teams. There was always going to be a chance. Another teammate of mine, Lance Klusner. Brilliant player.
He's hooked up, and he's hooked long. Didn't think he got it initially, Najibullah, but the boundary isn't all that long on that side, and he's got it all the way for 6.
That's a good hit, because he's missed out on 3 or 4 of these short ones, and he's mishit most of them. He gets plenty of this. Hits it up. Good thought process. Never tries to keep it down at this stage. Get it up and over the rope. Might be the innings, and it might be the stroke that just gets Najibullah going here. He could be devastating once he starts finding the middle of his bat. All of a sudden, that momentum we spoke about has shifted again. Afghanistan are just wrestling it back.
Anyone for tennis? It was almost like a serve, almost really. Or getting above his head, but as Niall O'Brien said, no attempt to keep it down. Two is the call again. I think they'll struggle to get two this time. And indeed, they have to settle for the single. But it's a good over from an Afghanistan perspective. 10 runs from it. 3 to go. 2:48 for 7.
Curdy.
27 from the last 2 overs, and a really good partnership this between Rashid Khan and Najibullah Zadran. Problems for Andrew Balbirnie, and a switch of ends for Barry McCarthy. Short spell that for Curtis Camphor, just the one expensive over. Looking at his bat, Najibullah there, but he found out a little bit in this innings from that shorter ball. Yes, he hit a 6 in that last over, but he has struggled really to get those balls which are back up a length away.
Good for McCarthy all the same, good skill, any energy and good slow ball variation. Balbirnie ringing the changes, third man inside the ring. This is, I'll tell you that McCarthy's probably going to have to bowl slower balls because Rashid Khan's got an ability to slice balls over point.
Out towards deep cover. Oh, and he's pushed it over the bar for 6. Gareth Delaney. Well, we know Rashid Khan is unorthodox. That was mighty unorthodox, and in the end, mighty effective, but it probably should have been caught.
Never got himself in a good position. Gareth Delaney was always trying to catch up with the ball, as it were. Not when you're feeling a deep cover, you're never really expecting a catch. I know it might sound funny for people at home, but normally if you're at deep square, long arm, mid-wicket, you're expecting to catch. But when you're at deep cover, you're kind of 5 or 10 off the rope to try and save the 2. Wind taking it further maybe than Delaney expected. It's a good shot. It's a really good shot to get the energy and the power. Strong wind taking it all the way.
250 up. And all credit to Gareth Delaney out there at deep cover as well, because he immediately signalled that ball had gone for 6, even though third umpire then intervened to make sure of it. But yeah, he just was never really in a position to take that catch, was he? Not helped by that strong wind blowing across the ground. That carried the ball a little bit further perhaps than he'd anticipated. Well, I think Rashid Khan could write his own coaching manual. Some of the shots aren't necessarily straight out of the MCC version, but they're effective.
Yeah, very effective. It's a really good contribution from Rashid at the back end. 28 from 20, just as the innings was stalling and stuttering. In Afghanistan up over that 270 mark, maybe even 280.
Out. Barry McCarthy
20, just
with
as the innings
slower
was
balls.
Stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan up
that short
over that
third man
270
who takes
mark,
the
maybe
catch.
even
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been put out of his misery. Barry McCarthy
20, just
with
as the
those
innings
slower
was
balls.
stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan, up
that short
over that
third man who
270
takes
mark,
the catch.
maybe the
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been out of his misery. Barry McCarthy
20, just
with
as the
those
innings
slower
was
balls.
stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan, up
that short
over that
third man who
270
takes
mark,
the catch.
maybe the
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been out of his misery. Barry McCarthy with
just as the
those
innings
slower balls.
was stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan, up
that short
over
third
that
man who
270
takes
mark,
the catch.
maybe the
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been out of his misery. Barry McCarthy with
Just as the
those
innings
slower balls.
was stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan, up
that short
over
third
that
man who
270
takes the
mark,
catch.
maybe the
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been out of his misery. Barry McCarthy with
Just as the
those
innings
slower balls.
was stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan, up
that short
over
third
that
man
270
who takes the
mark,
catch.
maybe the
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been out of his misery. Barry McCarthy with
Just as the
those
innings
slower balls.
stalling and stuttering.
And it's Craig Young
In Afghanistan, up
that short
over
third
that
man
270
who takes the
mark,
catch.
maybe the
Very
280.
straightforward catch. And Najibullah, who's really struggled to get any sort of momentum in his innings, has been out of his misery. Barry McCarthy with
Just as the
those
innings
slower balls.
stalling and stuttering.
Rashid will be on strike. 2 to go. Afghanistan 256 for 8. Twelve balls remaining then in this innings. What can Afghanistan get from those 2 overs? Craig Young is going to bowl the first of them. Heaved out towards deep mid-wicket. And it's gone for 6. Wind assisted. Tector got his hands to it, but all he could do is push it over the bar.
Well, strong wind because he didn't get this anywhere near the middle of the bat. Rashid Khan. He's worried. At this stage, he's worried. Just keeps going. Keeps travelling. Tector just pushing it over the bar. I think Craig Young needs to maybe look at his tactic here. Maybe the wide Yorker with a third man as opposed to giving Rashid Khan the wind leg side. Maybe try and go on the hole outside the wide, near the wide line. The third man in. The moment they're playing into Rashid Khan's hand, let him hit with the wind, giving him length.
Reverse helicopter, I think that's the best way to describe that one, and somehow he's got it over extra cover. And they'll pick up 2. Remarkable shot. Again, certainly not in the coaching manual.
You've got to love how he goes about his work. He's always smiling, he's always entertaining. There's never a dull moment, whether it's ball in hand, bat in hand, or in the field. X-factor cricketer Rashid Khan.
Good bowling. Full length. Actually nutmeg Rashid in the end.
There's a better length there for Craig Young. Try the Yorker, maybe the wide Yorker. I still think they could do with a third man in. Bring a man in from maybe deep square leg. Push third man back.
You and I were talking off air before the match about the Yorker and the fact that it isn't necessarily bowled as often as it has been in the past. It's a risk and return, I guess, but also the bowlers have to be confident in their own ability to execute it.
We're beating that drum again, are we? We're up here in the com box talking about Yorkers or lack of. Especially Rashid Khan. You know he wants a bit of length to smack it leg side. Craig Young has got a good Yorker in him. Get a bit of reverse as well.
Well, Mujib's job there was simple. Just get off strike, get Rashid back at the business end. And it wasn't pretty, but he's done it.
Yeah, just see what Rashid Khan does here. One ball left at the 49th. If he's happy with just dinking it for a leg side for a single, or does he want the maximum? Does he want strike for the first ball and last? A short leg side boundary in the last over as well.
All dropped. Again, beaten for pace, Tucker. That's the second chance he's put down today, and the second time the ball's arrived before he's been entirely ready for it.
Well, should have been taken. Again, spot on, beats him for pace. Whether he's standing too close or just not picking the ball up. 3 missed chances, 49 overs bowled, 267 for 8.
Last over. Barry McCarthy to Rashid Khan. Clever bowling, and that's unlucky for Barry McCarthy. I have sympathy for the bowler in that sort of situation. He's outfoxed the batsman, but he's been penalised for doing so.
Really, it's on his way down. Nearly caught Rashid Khan in the glove, actually. Probably just about. Barry McCarthy not happy. They're never happy. These big, fast quicks. Fast and nasty. They're never happy. Batsman's game, though.
Oh, he's caught that one beautifully. That has gone a long, long way. It's hit the roller.
Well, that sounded absolutely beautiful off the bat. McCarthy still grumbling about the wide off the first ball. Bowls the cutter. Rashid Khan spots it and it just lofts it through and over the offside. It's a brilliant shot. Beautiful swing at the back. Clears that front leg. Good execution. He's a talent. He really is. A little bit of damage to the roller.
If he swing like that, I wouldn't want to play golf against him. Goodness me, he'd hit every green. Back-to-back sixes, and that's 50 for Rashid Khan off just 27 deliveries. What an innings. He's come in at number 9, and he really has turned this Afghanistan batting effort, well, completely on its head.
Ireland's nemesis normally with the ball, Rashid Khan, but today with the bat. That's absolutely a wonderful knock. Hit the ball sweetly from ball 1. Strike rate of 185. 5 maximums, and they've been absolutely brilliant. Pure hitting at its best from a number 9. 17 sixes in this innings. Just a 13 fours for Afghanistan. Oh, this is brilliant. This really is brilliant. At 280 now, well, that's a really good score. Fantastic knock.
Yes, the boundaries are in a little bit from where they were the Ireland UAE match on Monday, but quite a few of these strikes, well, they would have cleared a boundary on any ground in the world.
Only 2 batsmen have really found the middle, Rashid Khan and Ramanullah Gurbaz. The rest of the Afghanistan side has struggled, but those 2 have played fantastically well.
And that'll be 4. Birdman and backward point up in the circle. And I rather fancy there, Rashid Khan just opened the face of the bat deliberately to get the ball in that area. Clever batting.
Yeah, he likes to slice the ball, Rashid Khan. Over point and through point. I reckon he's intentionally sliced this one backward a point. Knows exactly where the field is, playing with the bowler. Icing on the cake job here. Line up 300.
The Yorker.
He tried it the previous ball, got Carter for 4. A risk and reward, I suppose. That was a goodie from Barry McCarthy. Been a good knock. Good knock from Rashid Khan. Bernie's. They need to think about innings break, but they need to finish well here, Ireland. To wrap this up.
He wants two. He's coming back for it, and he's not going to get it. Nicely gathered by Tucker on the half volley from Simi Singh's throw. And Rashid isn't waiting around for the decision.
Good work by Simi Singh. Got to the ball quickly. It's good from Rashid Khan. He wants to get back on strike. Knows how good a team man he is. Good work by Lorcan Tucker. He's had a disappointing game behind the stumps. That was a nice gather. Nice bit of work by the keeper. Rashid Khan, though, the ultimate team man. This is good work. Nice gloves. Watches the ball into the gloves. Nice. Good work by Simi Singh in the deep. Very efficient.
So Rashid Khan goes. Run out for 55, a terrific effort. And Afghanistan with one ball remaining, 285 for 9. Lovely bit of work that from Tucker to gather that on the half volley. And here comes the last ball. Off the splice of the bat from Naveen ul Haq. They want two. And Naveen dives. And he's going to go upstairs. Is the umpire. Did they make a second there? I rather fancy they did. But we'll just go to the third umpire. Bismillah Jan Shinwari to make sure about that.
Let me sing again. Good gather. It's a great dive. I love this. I love the dive. Brilliant from Afghanistan. Only one run, but the commitment is there for all to see. Yeah, that's fantastic commitment.
Third umpire is content that that's not out. And so 2 runs is the result. And that's a good finish for Afghanistan. Plenty for that man to ponder as Ireland make their way off the ground. Straighting end to the innings. 82 runs off the final 10 overs. But from the final 5 overs, 66. And that will hurt Ireland, it really will.
Yeah, disappointing finish, but they fought back well. Ireland scrapped really hard, and the batting display. The debutant was fantastic. Ramanullah Gurbaz, brilliant century.